Hello all. Just decided to do this video today outside here at the lake in North Carolina here. It's still a little chilly, so we've just had some cold weather come through, but it's not too bad. It's nice and sunny out here today. I wanted to convey some information to assist us during this major transforming period that we're going through right now. And one of the things that I'm seeing also that I've been going through personally and continuously as we're in these physical bodies, we're always being presented with, say, different levels of things to release. So then we're becoming more in contact with our own divine flow and eternal knowledge. So one of the things that I've seen, and also within this world that we're currently in, this 3D, 4D, whatever in the world we want to call it, physical existence, is that we're releasing these major programs that are still tied to the 3D consciousness. And in order to do this, it's a matter of integrating and really embracing the 3D ways of being in order to transcend it or transform it. It's not a matter of us saying, I no longer wish to experience this, so I'm going to separate myself, and therefore I'm going to go and completely try to shut myself off to these energies or these people or these programs or these systems and whatever else that we are perceiving. Those are perceptions. And so the main thing is to really see that what we're doing is we're transforming the 3D consciousness. Not only within our physical being, but us collectively. And every single person is a part of the collective whole. And the more that no matter what level of integration or how much work you've done over the years, and you've been teaching classes, or you have been writing books, or you just been a person that hasn't even shared any information with anybody, the main thing is that you are becoming aware that everyone is going through this transformation. No one is separate, no matter what level of integration you've already done. And so it all comes back to the same principle that I share all the time, and it's through our own transformation we transform the world. It's through our own change that and the actions that we put forth, we transform the world. The 3D consciousness, or say 3D ego, or the 3D collective ego, or whatever else, is not transformed by us trying to separate ourselves from the ego or the ego programs. And basically the 3D consciousness in itself, 3D density, is tied to ego consciousness. That's the reason why the world is so into polarity. It's so polarity to fighting. It thinks, everybody chooses a side, and they basically continue to battle. Those levels in themselves are also tied into duality consciousness. And we have many levels of duality consciousness, all the way up through the 8th level of our own being. So, even though we may be integrating more of our own eternal knowledge and being in the physical body, there still are levels of duality consciousness that are still tied to the body. So it's a matter of continually seeing what's reflecting within your own being and letting go of the levels and the patterns and the programs that continue to blame other people, the scenarios you're currently in, or anything for your current existence. If you really want to experience something different, then, as my friend Harry Baba says all the time, change the channel. Just change it. It's not going to change itself for you. You say, well, I've been doing all this work, I've been going around the world, or I've been talking to these people, and I've been doing the best I can to provide food for my family. I really don't have time for anything else and all this other stuff. But you're still looking at the world needs to change. The main thing is the world, this 3D reality in itself is not going to change if we continue to blame the 3D reality for being itself. That is the same thing as us blaming our ego consciousness. Most people continue in denial that they actually live in the 3D consciousness. That's one thing. But the next thing is to blame our own ego beingness for what's going on here and the continuous judgment that's going on. We have individual ego consciousness and we have a collective ego consciousness. Right now, even though we've moved into what could be called fourth dimensional structure, fourth density structure, we still have the old 3D ego consciousness, collective consciousness in play. These programs. And how do we transform this 3D consciousness so we can really unite and join and for everything to come together? Is again, stop blaming. Stop looking at the outside world, that the outside world is supposed to change first. The outside world is not going to change first. Inner change happens. And once we have interchange, we continue to release all of these polarity views, all of these blame game of, oh, the government's doing this and so I'm suppressed. This dark energy is here, so basically I'm experiencing all this sadness, all this depression, and everything else. Again, that is blame. Step into your power. Step into your own inner trust and love without conditions. If we truly are really looking at the world saying without conditions, we're looking at divine, consistent, what could be described as 0-point neutrality. Again, we're integrating those levels. They're available to everyone, but the main thing is those levels of beingness do not integrate into the our physical beings or us as a collective beingness if we continually are blaming the outside world for our own personal physical situations and existence right now. So, you know, we've been talking about, I've done videos before on duality and non-duality consciousness. And, you can look those up on my YouTube channel. But the main thing is that we have to start taking responsibility for our own creations. How do you do that? Is every single day be looking at what is reflecting in your own personal reality and make a choice then not to experience that anymore. If you're experiencing a pattern that's been continually just happening over and over again, or a certain level of, say, sadness, depression, physical experience, say with your current life, is to change the pattern, change the channel. How do you do that? Is to, first of all, make the inner choice within your own being. Stop blaming it on other energies or, say, other situations, no matter what. There are no exclusions in universal law of energy. Either we become one with it, or we continue to live in the world of duality, polarity, black, white, all kinds of different perceptions. And as we're integrating all these frequencies down through our physical being right now, and then within this physical world, it's bringing up all these polarities for us to become aware of what exists and then choose to release it, to become one. How do we integrate total neutrality, say 0-point consciousness, unity consciousness, whatever in the world you want to call it. It doesn't really matter what you call it. But it's to truly be that beingness of neutrality. It's not that you are totally in denial that there are a very large spectrum of energies and that exist within this reality. It's not being in denial. It's actually accepting what exists and totally embracing it. Becoming one with it. Loving it without conditions. Again, within our own beingness, if we truly accept the ego consciousness of our own being the way it is, it's not that the ego, and we integrate all these levels of eternal knowingness and all this other stuff. It's not, we do not transform the ego, we do not transform our own personal existence by continually trying to push the ego away. Trying to say, I no longer wish to experience this, so I'm going to try to separate myself from it. It doesn't work like that. That's the same thing as our collective beingness right now. We're transforming the 3D collective ego consciousness programs on a collective scale right now. So if we're continually viewing, saying, or having this major roller coaster ride of this wave of one day we're experiencing total like bliss, connectedness, and the next day we're experiencing total bottomed out depression, feeling waves of what some people might call negative energies and all kinds of you know, a wild roller coaster ride. We're experiencing those levels of experience for a reason, to totally let go of the polarity views. Once we've physically, at levels of our being, have totally embraced this 3D reality, physical embodiment in what we are, then we transform our being into this neutrality. We are embodying it. We are it. You don't experience this level, these levels of total roller coaster rides of opposition or whatever in the world you might be describing it. It's complete balance. So the only way that I know how to really be able to integrate and experience in that on a consistent basis is, instead of trying to escape, saying I no longer wish to be around these people anymore because I can't, they're such a low vibration, I can't be around them anymore. That's like saying, okay, we can't exist within this 3D physical experience because I can't handle this anymore. So let me give you an example. How about this? Think about all of our upstairs brothers and sisters on other levels of existence that are here around the earth right now assisting us through this transformation. Do you think they view us as oh, those are lower vibrational beings, we can't hang out with them, we can't go, we don't want to be around them, I want to go somewhere else? You think all of them would be here assisting us right now, all these different level light beings and so on? You know, they view us as basically part of them. We are one with them. That's the reason why they're here assisting us. The main thing is we're here in physical form. We can be our true beingness here, to be the resource for other people, instead of integrating these levels again of this separation, this polarity views of I can't be around these people anymore. It's because either these family members, these friends, or these people, it's let go of the separation. Truly embrace all people on the planet right now. All people that you know. No matter what kind of crazy experience they may be going through, is we are not going to transform these levels of 3D consciousness if we're continually blaming this experience on other people and looking to this 3D world that it's going to transform itself. It's not. We individually have to step up. Stop blaming, taking responsibility, and truly integrate these levels of neutrality, neutral embodiment. Become one with the 3D levels of consciousness. We do not transform into 4th, 5th dimension with continually blaming and looking at all these levels like they are separate from you. They are not. These are only reflections of our own being. No matter if it's darkness on what level of whatever it is, we are connected to everything within existence because we are everything within existence. So I ask you all to, let's get together. Let's stop the blame game. Let's truly unite as the oneness that we are, and let go of all these polarity views. This is how we're going to transform this world. To let go of the duality. Love without conditions. See the divine nature and the divine flow within everything. Because that's who we are. In order to integrate that flow and beingness, we got to let go of the polarity. If we're saying that I can't do this, I can't go and do these experiences because I'm in this situation with my parents, I have to take care of them, I'm in this situation where I have to do this. Again, a lot of this stuff is tied into the programs. All the way back to you must sacrifice yourself for somebody else or something, because and not allowing this own bliss and connectiveness to flow. That goes all the way back to the times when we had different existence and Jesus was on the cross, and that level of, notice that I didn't say when Jesus died on the cross. It was that experience, a program that he sacrificed himself for us, but really that is also tied into the collective program right now. It's a matter of releasing the old programs of beingness, that we must live in this darkness space because we are in service. We are in service to the collective all that is when we are being the collective all that is in its purity of divine balance, neutrality. We're bringing that divine beingness without conditions through our physical being, and we're not seeing this duality. When we live in the world of duality, those are the frequencies that we're bringing through our eternal beingness. So if you're truly being in service to all that is, then be the love without conditions, that which is, say, our eternal levels of being. To let go of all these levels of beingness. Let go of the old programs of this, what you could say, collective 3D consciousness. There is no bad, good, better, or worse. I am not describing that. What I'm describing is letting go, again, of the bad, good views. Letting go of the beliefs. So, love to all. I will see you all next time. Namaste.